Assalamu alaikum, children. Hope you are all good. In my last session, I discussed with you about the compilation of Quran that took place during the time of Hazrat Abu Bakr on the advice of Hazrat Umar. So I'll be continuing with this compilation of Quran in this session, and most of the time the question which comes in Cambridge is about the right or an account of the compilation of Quran during the time of rightly guided caliph. So they just combine both the compilation and the compilation which is done by Hazrat Usman is actually not compilation, it is standardization. So that's the reason I have given a slash compilation slash standardization of Quran. If you see on my slide, it says standardization of Quran during the caliphate of Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu. Now, what was the reason? As we did, let me go through a little when we talk about Hazrat Abu Bakr's compilation. That Hazrat Abu Bakr, why he did the compilation of Quran? Because till the time Prophet ﷺ was alive, there was no compiled copy of Quran, and an incident took place like the Battle of Yamama. Many of the memorizers of Quran were martyred. So the need was felt by Hazrat Umar that Quran should be compiled because he felt that the future generation will not have any copy of Quran if the memorizers of Quran will keep on dying either due to natural death or due to any calamity, or it could be battles or any other reason, right? So on the advice of Hazrat Umar Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, Hazrat Abu Bakr Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu agreed, and finally a committee was made, and the whole process that we did in our last class. Okay, so you cannot understand the compilation unless you attend both the classes together. So they are the continuation, okay? So I hope you got my point. So now what were the reasons why Hazrat Usman had to do this standardization? Now, the first point, as I have written here, that as Islam spread far and wide, Hazrat Usman's rule was from for 14 years. His early part of caliphate was very prosperous, but in the later part, he had to face some problems, some uh, allegations against him. So, out of these problems, Islam was spreading both in Persia and Byzantine. When we will do the caliphate, then you will understand this part more in detail. But for now, to understand, just the focus should be on standardization of Quran. That what happened, that the newly converts of Islam, they were learning Quran from Muslim traders and soldiers who were going to different parts of the world after capturing the different areas. When these areas were coming under Muslim rule and many of the people were embracing Islam, they wanted to know about Quran. Okay, so many people were embracing Islam and they were learning through the traders and soldiers. So variation in reading of Quran was observed. Many Muslims were reading the Quran in different dialects. Someone was following Abdullah bin Masud's dialect, some were following Zaid bin Sabit's dialect, were following Abdullah bin Ubay, in this way. So when the different dialects were coming, recitation was different and it was creating bit dispute amongst the Muslims as to which one is the authentic one. So one of the companion, Huzaifa bin Yaman, who was on a jihad mission, he was like sent on a jihad mission. When he saw this situation, he was alarmed and he came to Hazrat Usman saying, uh, he said it very aptly that, O leader of believers, save this nation before they differ about the book as the Jews and the Christians did before. Now we all know that Bible and Torah They are not in their original form, but Allah has taken the responsibility of Quran. Even then, now the enemies of Islam could have made changes in their different ways. So he said that you take the action. He came to Hazrat Usman Raziallahu Ta'ala. So thereupon what Hazrat Usman did, he took the original copy of Quran from Hazrat Hafsa. He took the original copy of Quran from Hazrat Hafsa. And who was Hazrat Hafsa? Try to recall it, that she was the custodian of the original copy of Quran after the um, death of Hazrat Umar. The Quran was given to them, given to Hazrat Hafsa. Okay, so next, what happened then? Let me move to the next slide. Okay, I hope you can see the next slide. Right. So what Hazrat Usman Raziallahu Ta'ala anhu did? He ordered Zaid bin Sabit, Abdullah bin Zubair, Sayyid bin Al-As, and Abdul Rahman bin Haris to rewrite the manuscript to perfect imperfect copies. Now these four people were appointed by Hazrat Usman to rewrite the Quran in imperfect copies. And how many copies were made? 7 copies were made from Mashafe Hafsa. Special instructions were given to prepare the copies in Quraysh dialect. The copies were sent to different provinces of the Muslim Empire, and all unauthentic copies were burned. It was burning of these authentic copies that created a big allegation for Hazrat Usman. Now, children, you know that Quran is a very sensitive issue. Even today, you must have heard about the different events that in a specific country, in such and such area, some people burned the Quran, and there was a whole protest, and the Muslims' emotions were all triggered. So this is what happened at the caliphate of Hazrat Usman Raziallahu Ta'ala anhu. The hypocrites of Islam used this as a point to raise against Hazrat Usman. They wanted to create rift in the Muslim community. So they thought that if we will raise this issue, the Muslims will be fighting with each other. Okay. So although Hazrat Usman ordered only to burn the unauthentic copies, and the purpose was that it should not mix up with the authentic ones. Now you will see what Hazrat Ali said about Hazrat Usman Raziallahu Ta'ala. The entire Ummah acknowledged, it's very important to write all these points in your answer. The entire Ummah acknowledged this great achievement of Hazrat Usman and was given the title of Jami'ul Quran. Now Jami'ul Quran means the one who brought everyone to one uniform reading. If Hazrat Usman would not have done this, then every Muslim would have been reading Quran in their own dialect, and the unity of Muslim Ummah would have been affected. Today, the recital being done is on the basis of ijma of the companions. Now, another very important point, that Hazrat Usman Raziallahu Ta'ala anhu did not made any decision individually. It was on the basis of ijma. Ijma means on the council of all the companions. And Hazrat Ali said, say nothing about Usman except what is good. That means all we can say about Hazrat Usman is that we should all speak only the good part about him. For by Allah, whatever he did in connection with transcription of Quran was done in the presence of all of us with our advice and counsel. Now this is written in Fath al-Bari, one of the renowned book. Okay, so nobody can make any allegation on Hazrat Usman regarding this. I hope with this all the standardization of Quran is clear. Now children, I am moving to the past paper question, so that it's very important to know what type of question come in your exam. Compilation of Quran. How was Quran compiled after the death of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Describe. Okay. So Cambridge give this question after the death of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So after the death of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we will mention here two types of compilation. One was done under the caliphate and care of Hazrat Abu Bakr, and the second was done under Hazrat Usman, who did the standardization. Or, now I have used the word here, or write an account of the compilation of Quran during the time of rightly guided caliphs. How the compilation was done during the time of rightly guided caliphs. Again, very clear, two rightly guided caliphs. On the advice of Hazrat Umar, the compilation was done by Abu Bakr, and then after the death of Abu Bakr and Umar, when they were no longer present, an issue arose during the caliphate of Hazrat Usman. So Hazrat Usman made this authentication, standardization of Quran by a council, by ijma, not individually, okay, whatever he did. So first we will write, as I've written here, introduction on Quran. You will write 2 to 3 lines. Quran is the last divine word of Allah, revealed on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It came within a period of 32 years. The revelation started coming in 610 and ended in 632 AD. Then you will write that till the time Holy Prophet ﷺ received revelation, it was not in a compiled book form, it was on scattered pieces. You will just write this in intro in 3 to 4 lines, and then you will come that during the caliphate of Hazrat Abu Bakr, a battle took place against Musalma, one of the false prophet, and then write all the details of Musalma. Up to 150 words you can write about Hazrat Abu Bakr's compilation, then move on to Hazrat Usman's compilation. Whatever we have discussed just now, talk about it. What was the problem? Who brought this issue to Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu Ta'ala? No, it was one of the companion whose name was Huzaifa bin Yaman. He was on jihad mission, and he came to the caliph and he said that if we will not take the action, the fate of Quran would be the same as that of the Bible and Torah. So you need to have some references with you and elaborate them. Write all the points I have given. If you will structure them in a narrative form, it will make up your answer. So please consult your book, write your answer, and if you have any problem, still you are unable to clear, you can ask me question by sending a comment to me. Okay, so today's session was a little short one. I wanted to complete Hazrat Usman's compilation. So inshallah, then in my next class, I will be starting with sources of Islamic law. So see you in my next class. Enjoy your day. Allah Hafiz.